Here in this video, we're going to show you how to pour and prep a back patio for a sand finish. We have a walkway over here that we're going to be pouring as well, and a couple footings here for some posts. And here along the fence, we're going to have a curb that goes along this area. And so we put some stakes right there where the footings are going to go, so that way they don't get lost when we pour the concrete, so we know where it is, and we can put that those straps into there. And then here next door, we have this other concrete pad that we're going to be pouring as well at the same time. It also has a little walkway and everything, so it's going to be a pretty good, decent sized pour. And so here, we're starting to pour the steps. All of this work is going to be with a sand finish, and it actually has color in it as well. It has like a kind of like a medium tone gray color added to the mix, so it should be really nice. And so after we poured the steps, then we started coming and pouring into the little retaining curb that we have over here. For all of this, we're using a pump. That way it's just a little bit more easier and efficient working around all of the curb and the steps, and also in this back corner area, we poured all the concrete we needed over there. And we have this pump company right here helping us out. And so we have a couple of our guys here with a come along rake, and they're using those tools so they can pull the concrete, as you see right here. So they're just kind of checking the level, and they're just pulling any excess concrete back. And if anything's needed, we have a guy in the very front over there with a screed, and with that screed, he's also kind of dragging and pulling the concrete surface, so that way he can make sure he's got the level where it needs to be from edge to edge. And right here, we finished putting the rest of the concrete on the steps, and we're just making sure that we're removing any concrete that we don't need out of there, so we have everything kind of ready. And here we have this tamper tool. This helps us so that way we can push down some of the rocks that are in the concrete. So we push those rocks down, and that will help us, so when we do the wash for the sand finish, it will only have the sand on the top, the cream, and so that will give us a really nice sand finish look. So right here, if you can see, we have the longer screed. That's that board there that they're pulling. They're starting it over here on the edge where the form is, and they're just pulling it on the other end. And we have the come along rakes, also working that. So that's kind of the process that we do right there. And then right after we run the screed on the surface, we're running it through the tamper. And then we're going to do this on all of the concrete here, because the customer, he wants everything to be with colored sand finish. So we're just continuing the process here, throughout. And then after that, after the tamper, then we run the bull float. That's the tool right here that you see with the long pole that we're kind of pulling it along the surface. So we have that bull float that we run it on the surface, so that way it makes it a little bit more smoother. And then after the bull float, we run our Fresno on top just to get it a smooth, clean finish. This day was actually pretty hot. It was about 95 degrees. So the good thing, we started to pour this job around 7:30 in the morning, and so we were able to advance a decent amount. Right here, we're running a string line there along the concrete, the existing concrete, so we can kind of get a line established, so that way when they start pouring this little walkway, they can be able to float. Like you see right here, this gentleman, he's floating the edge to make sure that it goes along that string line. And then, we just get our screed, we're running it through there, and then we have run our tamper, and you just press it down a little bit, like an inch or a little more than an inch. You just press it down enough, and that's more than what's needed to press down any rocks or anything that's in the little upper layer surface. And so right here, we have one of our guys. He's gonna start going in here and running the edger along the curb, and he's gonna start working that curb, so that way we can get a nice result, a nice finish on that. So this is how it looks after you run the tamper. It has like a rough, because with the metal mesh that it presses it down, it makes that rough surface. So then after that, that's where we run the bull float, so that way we get that smoother surface area. And then after that bull float, like I said, we run that Fresno on top, so that'll give us a really nice smooth finish. And that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that's needed. After that, we just make sure everything is nice and smooth, everything, the surface is good, and then we'll spray it with a special liquid, and then we're gonna pressure wash the surface so we can get that sand look. So right here we run a string line. We're gonna start making the joints, and we're running our floats, on the surface. We have a couple of brackets there that we're putting into the fresh concrete. The customer had given us the layout and where it needs to be, so we're just measuring it, making sure that it's in the right location. This one had to be, I think it was like 8 feet apart from one another. So, and then it had to be like 4 to 5 inches away from the edge of the concrete. So, we just want to make sure that this gets done whenever the concrete is nice and fresh, so we can just press it in. And right here, that's one thing that we do pretty soon is we start making the joints. So we start creating those joints and just working out any details, any little things that we see, like right here, just screening the concrete, making joints, running our Fresno on top of the surface, just, anything that's needed so we can have the concrete fully prepared. We just go ahead and take care of that. One very important thing, we have a level, so we want to make sure that those brackets are nice and plumb, nice and level. So we run those, we have our level there to take care of that. And so there's our Fresno tool. Like I said, we run that across the surface, and that helps, seal the concrete, gives us a nice little smooth finish. Here we have the other side. Since this the client, he has 2 houses next to each other. So on this other side of the property, we're also doing the back patio with the walkway, and everything is going to be with the same concrete colored sand finish option. And we're pretty much, following the same process as we did on the other side. pouring the concrete, screeding the concrete. Then we're going through and passing the tamper through all of the surface. And then after that, we're running our bull float, then our Fresnel tool, and just making sure everything is ready. So that way, in the end, we're gonna spray some of that special liquid that we put on top of the concrete. And then we just need to wait. We typically wait like 1 day. So we'll come back the following day to pressure wash, clean it, and you'll get that really nice sand finish look. This is how that liquid looks. It's a special type of material we use. And so that's pretty much the process. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe for more videos in the future. We'll see you soon.